This is a historic and hopeful day for clergy sexual abuse victims and sexual abuse victims.
A new day began a new era for survivors of sex abuse. The Child Victims Act is now in effect. Sex abuse survivors began filing lawsuits at the stroke of midnight. They were filed against people in many walks of life. Lawsuits accuse teachers and scout leaders, but much of the focus in Western New York has been on the Diocese of Buffalo. That includes allegations against active priests. 7 Eyewitness News reporter Jeff Rusak starts us off with a look at how the local church hopes to move forward in the face of all these lawsuits.
For years, Western New York Catholics have been struggling with the sex scandal and cover-up in the Buffalo Diocese.
Probably will look differently at the priesthood going forward.
That includes Mario Vinti. The lifelong Catholic says he hopes the victims get everything they deserve, but he has some serious concerns about the church moving forward.
You know, we could see more parishes close, more schools close. But at the same time, you know, we sow what we reap.
More than 100 suits have already been filed against the Buffalo Diocese, only one day after the Child Victims Act year-long window opened. In previous reports, I-Team Chief Investigator Charlie Specht stated that the diocese has a $48 million surplus, with plans to pay out at least $11 million to victims. Those figures were from before abuse victims had the ability to sue the diocese.
I've had so many thoughts.
Vinti isn't the only one worried about what the CVA will mean to the diocese's future. The Movement to Restore Trust is a group of prominent Catholics independent of the diocese trying to find answers. That includes financial answers.
We looked at the enormous amount of good that the church does through its schools, through Catholic charities, through so many offices of the diocese. We saw that is being threatened by financial constraints in the wake of trying to sort out the whole sex abuse scandal.
Bishop Richard Malone had this to say in a recent video post about the CVA.
I also want to assure you that the good and holy work of our church will continue through our parishes, schools, and other ministries and institutions.
In 2003, the Boston Diocese paid $85 million to more than 500 sex abuse victims. In 2007, the Los Angeles Diocese paid over $660 million to over 500 sex abuse victims. Reporting live in Buffalo, Jeff Rusak, 7 Eyewitness News.